Islam, Shalom, Assalamu alaikum, Osio, Bonjour, Hola, Aloha. This your brother Zach Bay, Indigenous American Moor, coming to you live in full effect. Thank you for joining me. Please like, share, subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell down below. If you would like to be notified whenever I'm dropping new content, leave a comment down below and interact with me. Thank you. I really do appreciate your viewership. Leave some feedback. I want to hear from you. Today, I want to speak a little bit on the music industry. Now, I was watching a video a little earlier, and it was talking about how the music industry has recently been taken over by like a lot of female rappers, and they spit nothing but nonsense. Now, this was a female. This is a lady who was talking, right? And she was saying how she was speaking to like a young girl. I want to say like elementary school age. I can't remember the exact age, but she was young, and she was saying that her message was pretty much to save the children from the hoes. So she's like, all these influencers and these female rappers, a lot of them are pushing like hoe culture, are pushing like whoredom, are pushing lust, and all this negativity, greed, not caring about their bodies, not caring about their relationship with God, not caring about a relationship with a man, like only caring about like money, what you can get from a man, and what you can give them in order for them to give you money. So she was like, yeah, we need to save these babies, because it's a shame that like young girls are talking about stuff like this, and they're watching these older women, rappers or influencers, IG models, all these people just are promoting this whoredom, promoting lust and greed, a whole bunch of sins, and just negativity, stuff that's not good for the betterment of the future. And I was thinking, I was just like, wow, that's really true. Like I definitely agree, and I appreciate her message, because whenever I'm traveling and I listen to the radio, turn on the radio, I'm like 8 times out of 10, whenever it's like a hip hop station or something like that, one of the local stations here in the DMV area, I'm like, wow, all I'm mostly hearing 8 out of 10 times a female rapper, and they rapping about some garbage, like honestly, some nonsense, and I'm just like, is this the message that's constantly being pumped, that's constantly being pushed? And it also made me think about how, if you ever seen the movie They Clone Tyrone, and how they were doing experiments on people with music and the frequencies, and it was like controlling them. It was a scene where they were in like the underground laboratory, and they were showing people inside of these cells, and inside the cells they were doing different experimentations on people. And in one of them, it was they show how they were broadcasting music and how the music could control people. And then later on, when they took one of the secret entrances to the surface, they popped up in a strip club or a nightclub. But in there, they were using the same exact music to try to control them, to control all the people who were in there. And I'm like, wow, man, they really putting this stuff right in our faces. So on the video, somebody was saying that it's the spirit of Lilith, and that's like a high-ranking demon. Allegedly the first female who was created from the earth, like Adam was, and she rebelled. She embodied the spirit of rebellion, because she did not want to coexist and be a helpmate to the original man, Adam. So she rebelled, and she thought, why would I have to be subservient, or why would I have to submit to somebody who's equal to me? And that wasn't a part of the Most High's plan. So she was banished from the Garden of Eden. So that's the spirit of Lilith. Just a quick rundown on that. But they say in the video I watched earlier, it was saying how that spirit of rebellion is like in like the Ethnist spirit, because that's pretty much all that they're pushing, to try to replace a man, try to be better than a man. And I'm like, wow, that's just kind of wild. And it's really leading on a path of destruction. And it's wild, and it's kind of sad that the music industry is focusing on the women now, because the powers that be feel like the man has already been destroyed. Now, if you think back to the 90s and the early 2000s, one of the biggest genres that was being pushed was like gangster rap, hip hop, like violence and drug dealing and things of that nature. So the music industries were pushing a archetype of a thug, a gangster, drug dealer, a pimp to the men in our community. And I would say about 30 years of that, 30 or 40 years of that being pushed. So I'd say the 80s, the 90s, early 2000s, all right, to 2010, let's say 30 years of that being pushed heavily. And they felt that they've conquered and destroyed the man, the melanated man, the original man, the Moors here in America, so-called black men, so-called Negroes, so-called colored. They feel they have won that fight, and they have destroyed the image and the reputation and the place of the man. And now they're focusing on the women. So in the early 2000s and during that time period, 90s, late 80s, it was a spirit of gangster rap, of hustlers, drug dealers, gangsters. All this was being pushed on us. So guys started to adapt and adjust to that archetype. And also women started to pay attention to that archetype and feel like that is a masculine man, that is a real man. They started saying like a violent thug, drug dealer type of person, hustler, pimp type of style, type of energies are real men, are men of substance, men of value, builders. In actuality, all those archetypes are archetypes of destruction. Now, a man either builds or he destroys. You have to really take that into heart. So they feel like they've won the fight, and they've won the battle of the destruction of the original man. Now they're focusing on destruction of the original woman, and therefore they're pushing these archetypes: the whore archetype, the strong independent archetype, the lustful archetype, the sinful archetype. It's just like, all of these, and like all of these archetypes and all of these like subliminal messages are being pushed, and it's getting so bad that it's not even like subliminal. Honestly, it's like a straight up message in your face, and women are eating this up. They're falling for the trip, for the trick. Their vibration is getting lower. They don't see the value in men or having a man. They don't see the value of raising children with a man, and they're also losing even the will to give birth. Because I've spoken to a few younger women, a girl I was talking to, and I was considering for a serious relationship, and she told me that ever since she was younger that she never wanted to have children. And I kind of felt like that's sort of like a flaw in her programming if she doesn't want to reproduce, but that's just my personal opinion. And her reasons was that this world is so messed up, and it's so shitty, and it's so hard for like us to just survive. Her justification was, and her train of thought was, she doesn't want to bring a child into this messed up world. Didn't really make sense to me, because if more people start to adopt that ideology, that it's pointless to reproduce, or it's too harmful to reproduce, or something like that, then it's like the depopulation agenda is here, is definitely here, and it's right in our face. So we really have to combat that. If you're a person who walks in the light, if you're a righteous one, if you're a chosen one, and you're here to make a difference, to make a change, to try to shake up the ether, to try to shift the vibration, to try to change the frequency that's out here, you really have to focus. You really have to keep up the good work, because the devil never sleeps. Evil never stops to take a break. It's working, morning. It's working, all throughout the day, all throughout the night. It never stops, never sleeps, never rests. So we have to be up on that same time. We have to be on that same energy, on that same wavelength. We must never stop. We must never rest. We always have to keep our vibrations high, keep pushing out a positive message. Be aware. If you're able to see danger over the horizon, warn others who may not have the vantage point that you have to be able to warn them about the danger that's coming. They say Noah started building his ark before the floods came, a long time before the floods came, and people was making fun of Noah when he was building that ark. But then once it started raining, and that rain was no sign of stopping, people started to pay attention and be like, oh, Noah's that dude. But they couldn't take a ride with him because, you know what I'm saying, they didn't believe in the vision. They wasn't on the proper path, so they got left behind. I really want us as a people to really combat this spirit, this energy that's out here, the Jezebel spirit, this spirit of Lilith, this spirit of destruction, this spirit of depopulation, this spirit of despair, this spirit of whoredom. We need to combat all of these energies, all of these spirits, and actually try to better humanity, raise fallen humanity. We have to get back into our proper place, back into a proper order of things, and being aware of the music that's being pushed on our women and on our children. We really have to combat that, and we have to take our ears and our dollar away from these industries that are pushing nothing but destruction on our people. So I really just wanted to make this video and let you guys know about my thoughts on this, and I want to hear some feedback on some of the thoughts that you have on the music industry, and maybe some of the things we can do to actually combat these big labels that are pushing all this negativity, and they're putting money behind this negativity to push on our children. Because if they feel the men have already been defeated and destroyed, and now they're focusing on the women, and that's the time that we are at now. And after the women, it will definitely be the children, because that's a divine order: God, man, woman, child. So they are the enemies, the adversaries. They are doing everything they can to bring their doing everything they can to manifest and to bring their new world order and their objectives into this dimension, in this reality. And it will be a detriment, and it will ruin many. So stay in the light, stay in the love, always walk in love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Once again, I thank you for joining me. This is your brother Zach Bay, Indigenous American Moor. Like, share, subscribe, reach out to me on IG, on the comments. Thank you. Peace.